Hey everybody, it's Journey and I'm here to do a quick vlog. Bumps and Bliss, and I want to say Shorty Girl to You, and some other people have actually done it, but I haven't watched the parenting tag, and it may be controversial. Some people may have some issues with my responses. If you have any negativity, keep it to yourself because this is my opinion and my opinion only. So let's be respectful in our responses and we can keep this going. The questions, it's not really questions, it's just my stance on certain topics. First topic is pro-life versus pro-choice. As a Christian woman, I am pro-choice. However, I have a certain understanding for why individuals choose to have an abortion. And the two instances where I understand why they chose abortion is rape and the health of the mother, of course, or child. With those two reasons, I understand why. But those who are just out here like, I don't want to have this baby, I'm not trying to have this baby, and they're aborting as a form of birth control, that is a problem for me. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I just feel like let's have some self-control instead of using abortion as birth control. And let's just be mindful of our actions and try to do things. I understand stuff happens. Condoms break, birth control doesn't work, but you know that when you go into that situation, when you lay down, that it's a possibility. Baby wearing. I'm all for baby wearing. I'm not against it. I'm not like a woo baby wearing. I'm not that person. It's like I believe that you should love on your baby and carry and hold your baby however much they need it, and put them down when they don't. But have a balance to the point where they're not clingy or needy, to the point, don't wear them so much that they can't be put down. Wear them for them and wear them for you. Like, you might need to wear them to do some things around the house, or they may just need to be worn. But just have a balance. Put them down when they need to be put down. I got my baby right here because this is what he needs right now. Next, circumcision. Woo-hoo! Circumcision. I'm all for it. He is circumcised. And I think it's Bumps and Bliss that said, if that's the norm for your community, your religion, then go for it. If it's the norm for you not to be circumcised, you live somewhere where nobody's circumcised, and then do you. But he's fine. He didn't even care. He acted like it didn't happen. And once it's healed up now, so a few weeks later, he's fine. I can even, it hurt a little bit just in the healing process, but I've seen uncircumcised men parts, and I think his wife will be grateful when he gets a wife that sees his parts. Clearly, I'm saying wife, not a boo, that sees all of that. She'll be grateful too. Adoption. I'm all for adoption. Not opposed to doing it ourselves. We definitely have looked into adoption. So it's not something that I'm opposed to at all. I'm all for anyone who has the means and the ability to adopt children that need homes. Next question is baby piercing. Yay for baby piercing. I think it's adorable when little girls have their little ears pierced. And as long as it's done right, in the right place, and you take care of it, it's fine. It's, again, the norm pretty much in 2012 for a girl to have her ears pierced. I mean, really, I have a friend who does not have her ears pierced. And, it's quite a job finding earrings because she wants to wear earrings. But she does clip-ons, and they're really hard to find. Adoptions, I'm sorry, I did that one already. Breast milk versus formula. Breast milk versus formula. What are you doing? What? He likes formula. He likes breast milk. He likes to eat. Either or, whatever works for you as a mother. If you have a hard time with breastfeeding, then get that baby formula. I bet you they'll be fine. If you just don't want to breastfeed, I'm not going to lie, I did not want to breastfeed. My husband really encouraged me to do it. He wanted me to do it. So I did. It's not hard, but because he doesn't latch, that of course makes it a little more difficult because I just pump and bottle feed. But whatever works best for your child. Of course, we know about the nutrients and all that jazz with the breast milk being best for them. But at the end of the day, how many kids have survived off of formula? A whole lot. Let's keep it real. They'll be fine. And nobody says you're a bad parent because you choose not to breastfeed. That's up to you. Next question. Spanking. Pop, pop, pop that booty. Pop, 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 pop that bottom. Yeah. I have spanked. Of course not him. But I'm an auntie, and I had to thump you, a few times. But I believe that if you pop them when they little, then you won't have to pop them when they big. So pop that baby. But not in excess. Of course, each child is different, and every child doesn't need to be spanked. So let's just know the children that we have and know what kind of discipline works for that specific child. So if you spank them, you spank them. If you don't, you don't. But we're not abusing them. And let's be mindful of what child abuse is. And if you don't know enough about child abuse, I encourage you to go take a child abuse and neglect class. And it'll inform you. Because people will report your behind. Because you beating on your child at the grocery store. And you don't know. So, yeah. Let's get some knowledge here. Next, co-sleeping. That I do not condone. I don't agree with it. I understand why people do it, but I can't do it. The safety of the child is most important to me, and I can't fathom waking up and finding my son not breathing or my child not breathing because I've fallen asleep on them or their sibling has fallen asleep on or their father. I don't trust the little gadgets that they put in the bed, like the little bed thing that you stick them in on your bed. I don't trust that either. I feel like, especially like me, I know I have pillows and things like that in my bed, and I just don't, I don't see how that's going to keep my big arm or my pillow from covering him in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping. I don't even let him, like his bassinet is pushed away from the bed because I'm concerned that my pillows might fall in on top of him or something. And I'm not willing to risk that to get some extra sleep. That's just me. So Bryce sleeps in his own bassinet, and he will be sleeping in his own crib, whether he likes it or not, for his safety. What you do is up to you. All I can do is say, Lord, don't let them go through what I've seen other people go through with the loss of a child due to co-sleeping. Home versus private versus public versus charter schooling. Schooling to me is the choice of the parent, and of course is directly related to the child and how they learn. If your child does not do well in a public school environment or a large classroom environment, then you may need to consider homeschooling them or sending them to a charter school, somewhere with smaller class sizes. You really have to understand what works for your child and also be your child's advocate as a parent, being active in their educational life will make a big difference as to how they learn. So whatever that is that works. If your baby needs to be homeschooled, do it. Private, do it. Public, do it. Charter, do it. There are excellent teachers in all those environments, including homeschooling. So as a teacher, I encourage all of the watchers here to do what's best for your child and be active enough to know what's best for your child. Active enough in their educational life. Vaccinations, I'm for vaccinations. I know those who are not, and I don't frown on it. It's up to you. It's your child. It's your family. And if you don't want them vaccinated, then you don't have to get them vaccinated. If you choose to get them vaccinated, you're not obligated to get all of them, because I don't necessarily believe that they need all of them. So it is up to you. My choice is to vaccinate my child because that's just the norm for me. My family has all been vaccinated, my family members, children, and I don't have a problem with it. Medicating children. If I don't have a problem with vaccinations, I certainly don't have a problem with some Tylenol cold or anything else. So medications, including behavioral medications, I'm not opposed to. Again, it's about the child. So if it works for them, then it works for them. If it's damaging to them as a parent, you should know, and you should be their advocate, because they can't do it. Cloth diapering versus disposable diapers. I plan a cloth diaper. I do have a stash. I do plan to start when he's big enough to fit them. He's too tiny to fit his cloth diaper, so I can't use them yet. But we also had a lot of disposables, so we were able to use those. What else? But it's not for everybody, so that's your decision. If you don't do it, that's up to you. If this don't work out for me, I'm going back to disposables. And that's exactly why I didn't invest a lot of money into the cloth diapers that I purchased, because I don't know if my husband and I are really going to be committed to it. So right now we are, once he can fit them. Again, it's up to you. Last question, cry it out method. And that is, yeah, I believe you should let him cry to a certain extent. Of course, age will make a difference. Even now, we don't necessarily jump every time he starts to whimper and whine. We try to see if it's just him repositioning himself, if he's just, because he likes to kind of cry out and then stop and go back to sleep or something. So we don't want to run and every time he whimpers, pick him up, because, I don't want him to be spoiled like that. And I want him to be able to be content where he is, even if it's not in somebody's arms. Even though sometimes I just want him in my arms. But cry it out is up to you. If you decide to use that method, then use it. That's it. You guys be blessed. If you're watching this tag video, I tag you. If you decide to do it, that's up to you. It's not for everybody, but that's all. Bye.